But the gospel is the good news that God cares not just about their future destiny. God cares about the whole person, about everything about them. And so should we as well. The term translated as compassion literally means to be moved in the inward parts. When you hear about a situation, when you see someone's plight, your stomach churns, your heart aches, your bowels get moved. You are personally moved by the problems another person faces, so much so that you want to do something to help. Sad truth is that often we are never moved by what another person faces. Here in verse 36, we see how Jesus sees the people. It says, when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. Jesus saw the people as they were. They were harassed. They were troubled. They were faint. They were helpless. They had been thrown down, literally, is what it means. They had no shepherd. Shepherds were supposed to care for the sheep. But their shepherds, the Pharisees, cared only about themselves. Jesus says this about them in Matthew 23. Do not do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach. They tie up heavy loads and put them on men's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. The Pharisees were great when it came to condemnation, telling people all the things they were doing wrong, telling them all the rules that they needed to follow, but they didn't do a thing to help others. Sadly, many Christians are like that as well. We love to point out the faults of others. We love to tell somebody when they're doing something wrong. But how much do we really do to come alongside and help others? A Barna study asked people to use single words to describe Jesus. They responded with words like wise, accepting, compassionate, gracious, humble. Then they asked people to use single words to describe Christians. And they said critical, exclusive, self-righteous, narrow, repressive. Let's realize there is a difference between knowing the good news and being the good news. We need to make sure that others see us not simply as someone who wants to condemn them, who wants to kick them when they're down, who wants to point out all their faults. Christians should be seen as the ones who walk towards you when everyone else walks away. We need to truly care for others. And then notice next what Jesus does in verse 37.